All right, guys, so today we have messages from Twinbeard answering questions about where is the roadmap for Helldivers 2. We've also got some tweets from Pilestedt teasing this one feature that lots of people have been asking for, as well as some snippets from that G-Star interview they did last week. We're also going to be talking about player frustration with Helldivers 2 lately because it has a lot to do with all of the lack of content, and it's why people are asking for a roadmap. And the player's frustration is something I've talked about on stream a lot because a lot of people have been commenting it when I am live and I talk about it there, but I've never made a video discussing it. So that's everything we're gonna be covering in today's video, and before we dive on into the news, let's first shout out the channel sponsor Instant Gaming, an awesome video game website where you can find trending games for cheaper than they are normally listed for. Trending games right now like Farming Simulator, Space Marines 2 has been getting cheaper on this website, or Raven's Watch for nearly 46% off on this one. And if you're interested in some classics, they've got the Helldivers Digital Deluxe Edition for less than $5, and this includes all the weapon packs that you can enjoy in this game. Or just some other random classics like Skyrim, for example, is up to nearly 80% off right now. So be sure to use my link in the description to check for new games that are coming out as well, like Stalker 2 is currently completely sold out because people have been buying it up. All right, so first off with the Helldivers 2 news, I'd quickly like to just touch on the frustration that many people are having right now because I have been getting many comments in the stream lately, like I've said, whether it's people frustrated about the lack of content lately or people frustrated with the DSS launch. Also, other YouTubers posting about how they are quitting Helldivers 2 forever. And all I have to say about that is all these feelings are valid. I watched that other video that I'm talking about, and I enjoyed it. It was good content. Now, Twinbeard also responded to someone saying this in the main Discord, basically saying that they were burnt out and the major orders were not keeping them super involved lately. Twinbeard's response was, "That's fair, Sam. No one expects everyone to keep playing only one game 365 24/7. It would be silly to pretend all of us do. It's a live service, persistent game. Both the raging battle for managed democracy and we in the community will be here, and you're welcome to join in whenever you can. Appreciate the feedback as well." And for what it's worth, I completely agree. I understand why people are frustrated with the lack of content right now. That is completely valid. Personally, I am not burnt out on this game or am going on a hiatus or making a I'm taking a break from Helldivers video because simply to just put it flat out, I knew that there was going to be no content for this game while they fixed it during the 60-day plan. Now, in a recent interview that Shams and Pilestedt did for the G-Star conference in Korea, they also confirmed this, saying, "We reviewed all the comments and complaints and prioritized the tasks we had to solve first. Adding new weapons, mechanics, and stratagems are necessary, but they were pushed back. To be honest, we admit that. But what's the point of adding something new when the game is broken? The most important thing was to get the game back to normal." So basically, they also, admitted this during the interview. They paused the game's content to fix the game, because why add new content to the game if the game itself is broken? And I would just like to remind you guys that Helldivers 2 was hitting 5K lows on the Steam charts and like 10K peaks. It was not looking good. The game was literally dying. It was not headed in the right direction. So with them pausing the content to sort of fix it, it makes complete sense to me. And personally, I'm fine with that. However, I'm not trying to make it out like this is some sort of excuse for anyone out there who would respond to this by saying, they wouldn't have to fix the game and pause the content if they weren't the ones who broke it in the first place. I completely agree with you. I think that is completely valid. We haven't actually had new content since about August, and that's Arrowhead's fault. Any players that they lost over this whole fiasco is their own consequence for messing up the game. But at the end of the day, the player counts did spike up and stabilize to much healthier levels after the 60-day plan. We all know that, so it obviously did work. And the game just really hasn't had any content for a while, so people are naturally getting bored at a normal pace again. If you're getting bored, take a break. And, I just don't think it's that big of a deal. I'm like, to put it frank, I'm not going to get dramatic over it and say I'm quitting the game. I mean, hey, early access Path of Exile 2 is coming out next month. If the content doesn't drop for Helldivers 2 yet, I'm going to play that game and try it out. And when the next content for Helldivers does drop, I'm going to come right back because I'm waiting for that as well. So, when is the content dropping? We don't know exactly because we all know Arrowhead likes to keep tight lips about what content they're dropping. But again, many players have been asking in the main Discord, where is the roadmap? A couple people were asking this to Twinbeard, and he responded, there are many pros and cons with the roadmap, which is one of the reasons it hasn't been decided on yet. We'll see what happens in the future. Personally and in general, I prefer games without them. And then he also went on to say that, yup, agree, it fits some games better, and you can have broadly painted strokes for hype or anticipation without a proper roadmap as well. Mostly, I'm better without them though, but to each their own. Now, you guys already know I was in the Discord live reading this, so I decided to leave my 2 cents. And I responded to him saying that my 2 cents is, I absolutely agree that surprise enemies or major orders or some new content to an extent, are better as surprises. But anything that we are getting, whether it's the DSS, a war bond, or even maybe when we get some new stratagems again, are a good time for a lot more info so that the community doesn't overhype themselves from a lack of info. I think there's a middle ground where some content is 100% a surprise, some content has 100% info out ahead of time, and some in between. And then I dropped some side questions asking, will there be a patch this month? And in the next patch, whether it's this month or not, will it be more content heavy or balance heavy? And then I kind of clarified saying, as an aside, I know I'm not going to get an official answer to either of these questions. Basically, are we past the 60-day plan and is Arrowhead focusing on content again? Of course, more balance changes are going to be coming in the future. They always do because there is a balance team. But I'm assuming the whole team was hands-on with the 60-day plan rather than just the balance team. Is everyone back into their normal roles now? And luckily, Twinbeard did respond to my message saying 100% agree in terms of finding that middle ground. To possibly split hairs a little, I think that more a thing of good communication, information, PR, and community work though, rather than utilizing a roadmap per se, but we're pretty much the same thing, so yes. And then he didn't answer my first 2 questions, but he did say, as you know, there's a delicate balance between being transparent and having a mouth that's too big for comfort, winky face. For now, I'll therefore go with, we have some cool stuff coming up, might be this year, might not be, but what I was really looking for is he said, we are past the 60-day plan and back to normal. So what that means is what Sham said, how they paused the game, you know, not adding new content to do the 60-day plan. Now Twinbeard said, the 60-day plan is over. Everyone's back in their normal roles. They have been back to normal since then. So given that we have not seen a patch this month yet in November, and Arrowhead normally patches on the 2nd or sometimes 3rd Tuesday of the month, what I'm guessing is that we will get a large patch before Christmas. Now, the real question is, will this patch contain any meaningful content? The first thing on everyone's mind is Illuminate. Now, the 2 common theories for Illuminate launch was always Liberty Day or the 1-year anniversary of Helldivers, which is next February. Now, since Liberty Day has passed, many people are now just defaulting to the 1-year anniversary. Since they didn't launch on Liberty Day, most people think Illuminate aren't coming till February. However, what my theory has always been, and this is another thing I've talked about on stream a lot, but never put into a video, is that Illuminate was supposed to launch on Liberty Day, but they got delayed due to the 60-day plan. And I think people aren't considering this, you know, since they didn't come on Liberty Day, people are just like, okay, 1-year anniversary. But what if they were supposed to, and they're just delayed? Now, for what it's worth, Liberty Day was October 26th, so 60 days after that, or, you know, like 2 months, would be December 26th. Now, obviously, they're not going to launch the day after Christmas, so it would either have to come before or after. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, it would seem completely crazy to speculate that they are coming before Christmas. My official prediction is December 26th, because that's 60 days after Liberty Day. That's the best I can go with. I don't want to be the person pushing the theory that Illuminate are coming out, you know, before Christmas. That seems absolutely insane with where the game's at right now. I'm more so honestly leaning towards whatever patch is after Christmas, so maybe in January. But for what it's worth, we haven't got a patch this November at all, and Arrowhead's MO is to stay silent before the content drop, and it's been very, very silent lately. Now, regardless of Illuminate, some other things we do have to look forward to that could come sooner is the whole Gloom situation on the bug side that has been covering up tons of planets, and we all know that Hive Lords are lurking somewhere inside of there. And we've also got the Cyberstan storyline that is still unresolved. And if you played Helldivers 1, you know that the Cyborgs had a raid boss as well, and an Illuminate for that matter. Every faction had a sort of major enemy that the players had to defeat during the major order. The bots and bugs in general both have a ton of new enemies that could be added to either faction, so we will have to wait to see what drops, and we'll essentially just find out by next patch. Now, Pilestedt and Shams did tease some more things in their G-Star interview as well as on Twitter. So at the end of the G-Star interview, Pilestedt said, just one last thing to add, there are 3 big ones coming soon. 3, that's right, 3. I can't tell you right now, but 3. And I will just flat out say I have no idea what the hell the big 3 could be referring to. But they are teasing something soon, and I don't know. I guess they're just teasing something soon. They also mentioned during this interview, on a more serious note, vehicle updates are in the plans. It will be added soon, but I don't think I can go into more detail on that. Now, when it comes to vehicles and speculation on that, I honestly wonder if this is something that is much closer than people realize, possibly as early as the next patch, or again, maybe whatever patch is after Christmas. And Shams commented on a roadmap as well, saying the updates that many people are hoping for are probably already on our roadmap. So they do have an internal roadmap. It's just not happening right now. We've been looking at the community every day since our fiasco, and we're considering anything that's not too outrageous. I think a lot of people at the time were frustrating with us not communicating, so they turned into chaos divers. And when it comes to this comment and him saying that this stuff isn't happening right now, keep in mind that this G-Star interview was done when the DSS launched, last week? So when he says not right now, he could be referring to the month of November, and we haven't had a patch yet. They've been very, very silent as well. Otherwise, Pilestedt teased Reshades being something that they've been working on. Maybe that won't be coming in the next patch, but that one could be coming sooner. And he also commented under this post of a minigun with a belt-fed backpack, saying that the only thing holding this back is a technical limitation. Now, I'm wondering if this technical limitation is just figuring out how to hold the ammo in the backpack rather than, like, you know, the classic reload from the backpack, because those are 2 different systems. So this is just more of a cool teaser that will come eventually, but obviously the backpack minigun won't be ready for next patch or anything like that. So let me know what you all think about this in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video to help spread my content to other Helldivers, and use my instant gaming link in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.